Okay, in this video we're going to be learning about subtracting rational numbers, and I added some nice beautiful scenery to get you super excited and relaxed for it. And I am going to be using some examples that are extremely similar to the ones in your assignment, so it's definitely a good idea to kind of follow along with the actual examples in your assignment as well as you're watching this. Okay, so let's start off with oh no, I can hardly see that. Let's try a different color. There we go. And thicker pen. Sorry, hang on a second. Alright, 1 1/6 minus 3/8. Okay, so first off, this is kind of similar to adding fractions, where our first step is to make sure we don't have any mixed numbers. So since we have a mixed numbers here, a mixed number, I'm going to turn this into an improper fraction. So I'm going to multiply 1 times 6, and then add 1 to get the new numerator. 1 times 6 is 6, plus 1 is 7. So this becomes 7, and our denominator stays the same. Okay, so we have 7/6 minus 3/8. Okay, step 2 is to get a common denominator. Now, to do this, I'm going to multiply the denominators together to get our new denominator. So 6 times 8 gets me 48. And to get the new numerator, I'm going to do 7, so the numerator here, and I'm going to multiply it by this denominator. So 7 times 8 gets me 56. And now I'm going to multiply the numerator here times the denominator of the other fraction. So 3 times 6 gets me 18. And since there is a subtraction between these fractions, I'm going to put a subtraction sign here. Alright, now we're going to simply subtract these 56 minus 18, and that will get me, hold on a second, 38. So it's 38 out of 48. Last step is to see if we can simplify this fraction. I know I can right away since these are both even numbers, so I'm going to divide them both by 2. Alright, so divide by 2, divide by 2. So that will become 19 over 24. And I know 19 is a prime number, so that would be my final answer. Now let's try something a little trickier. Oops, hang on a second. Still working on figuring out this program. Let's go over here. Okay, let's try a problem that involves a lot of negatives. So negative 4/5 minus negative 1/3. And you'll notice this question is extremely similar to question 3 on your assignment. Okay, now hopefully you might remember this rule I taught you last year. When you are subtracting a negative number, what happens? These two negative signs have a baby plus sign, they fall in love and give birth to a plus sign. So just remember that anytime you've got two negatives beside each other, it actually becomes a plus. So basically what we want to do is completely rewrite the question with an addition symbol between these instead of two subtractions. So this is what the question actually is, negative 4/5 plus 1/3. Okay, now we're ready to get a common denominator. So I'm going to do 5 times 3 to get a denominator of 15. Then I'm going to do negative 4 times 3, which is negative 12. Remember, a negative times a positive is a negative. And finally, I am going to do 1 times 5, which is 5. And this is an addition sign between them, so it's an addition sign here. Okay, we're almost done. Now we just need to do negative 12 plus 5. So negative 12 plus 5, if I typed it in a calculator, you would get negative 7. And our denominator is 15. 7 is a prime number, so I can't reduce this anymore, so that would be my final answer. Now there's one last type of question I want to go over. It's actually the very last one on your homework assignment. Question 5b on the back side. Let me just draw that out here. Okay, so this is a slightly different version of the question, but the principle is the same. So we're trying to figure out what this blank is. So something minus negative 2/9 is going to equal 2/5. This can seem a bit overwhelming at first, but first let's take a look at a simpler example. What if the question was, let's go way over here. What if it was blank minus 3 equals 5? Well, think, what would you do to figure what that blank is? I mean, instinctively you might think, oh, well, I know 8 minus 3 is 5, so that has to be 8. But think carefully, how did you get 8 with these two numbers? Did you subtract them? No, you added them. So 3 plus 5 got me that missing number. So we can use that same idea to figure out the missing number over here, because it's something minus something equals 2/5. So to figure out what this missing number is, I'm just going to add this and this, just like we did over here. Okay, so now we know what we need to do. We're going to take negative 2/9 and we're going to add 2/5. Okay, now our first step, hopefully you remember, is to get a common denominator by multiplying those. So 9 times 5 gets me 45. Next I'm going to do the 2 here, sorry, negative 2 times 5, which is negative 10. And 2 times 9 is 18. And there is an addition symbol here, so I'm going to be adding these. Alright, almost done. Now we're going to do negative 10 plus 18, which gets you positive 8 out of 45. And I cannot reduce that fraction any further, so that would be my final answer. By the way, we could just really quickly check our answer to see if this was correct. I want to go back to this original question, and I'm going to replace that blank box with 8 out of 45. So I'm just going to erase this. Where is that eraser? There it is. Sorry, give me one sec. Why are you not erasing? Okay, never mind. I will just go somewhere else. Sorry. Okay, so 8 out of 45 minus negative 2/9. What I want to do is check to see if that actually is equal to 2/5. So I'm just going to whip through that really quickly. I know this becomes an addition problem, so it's 8 out of 45 plus 2/9. To get a common denominator, I'm going to multiply this by 6. No, 5. Sorry. It's getting late. I'm getting tired. Alright, so this becomes 8 out of 45 plus 10 out of 45, which gets me 18 out of 45. Okay, now I can reduce this by dividing both the top and bottom by 3. 18 divided by 3 is 6, and 45 divided by 3 is 15. I can divide by 3 again. Okay, divide by 3 and I get 2. Divide by 3 and I get 5. And look at that, I got 2/5, which is the answer I was supposed to get, right? If I go back here, yeah, 2/5. So it kind of takes time to check your answer, but you know, if you have extra time on a test, it's worthwhile. Alright, that's it for this video.